All right, hi there. I'm Phil, and today we're going to talk about the biggest challenges that you might face as a beginner guitar player. Now, the theme of this video, the message of this video is to encourage you to stick with it, to keep going, and it's such an amazing thing that you can learn how to do. Any musical instrument is, but the guitar, of course, is awesome. Now, I'll try and make this video as quick as possible. We're just going to run through some of these ideas and things that you might find that might be your biggest challenges as you start playing. So number one is just patience. Almost every student I've had, and that's a lot, I've been teaching most of my life, says that guitar is harder than they thought. Chances are you have a friend or you've seen people that are ripping away and playing amazing things, and of course they make it look easy. Well, as you start, you're going to realize that it's probably not easy, but that just means it takes practice. It takes time, it takes patience, and stick with it. Don't quit. Take the time, enjoy the journey, and find fun things you can do all through your musical journey. Okay, so the second challenge you're going to face is information overload. It's so easy these days to find 50 different videos, tips, books, so many things that you're going to be thinking you should absorb or you should watch and you should try out. And the most important thing you can do is just slow things down. Find 2 or 3 things or just a few simple missions you can try and that you can stick with for a little while. You can even map out a few different things you're going to try each week and try and stick with them each week instead of watching 50 other videos and not spending enough time on each idea. I have the same problem myself with much crazier music, but there's just so much information out there, and sometimes I try and do too much instead of sticking with a few things and really programming them in so that I can use them for the rest of my life. It's the same thing for you. Okay, challenge number 3 that you're going to face is soft fingertips, which means your fingers might be getting sore after 5, 10, 15 minutes of playing. The good news is, as you stick with it, that will get better. You will develop some calluses. Guitar calluses are cool because you usually can't see them. They're not big or gross or anything like that, so don't worry. And you can even build calluses faster if you find that you can't play long enough. You want to practice more. You want to dig in more. Well, one tip that I've heard a lot of famous players even use is rubbing alcohol. You can put a bit on a Q-tip and you can put it on the tips of your fingers. It helps to dry them out, which I guess helps to build calluses a little bit faster. Maybe that'll help you if you need it, but really just keep on playing consistently and that'll help you a ton as well. Okay, challenge number 4 that you're definitely going to encounter, you probably have already, and that's bad, weird noises that your guitar can make. Sometimes that's going to be the dreaded buzzing noise. Sometimes it can be scraping sounds. It can be strings ringing together that you don't want to ring together. Or if you have an electric guitar, well, you're going to have buzzing, hissing, strange noises that come from your distortion. But that's your rock and roll sounds. And maybe other strange noises as well. So you can figure out what the noise is. You can see if it's something that you can learn how to get rid of, like the buzzing noise, right? Move your finger right next to the little metal line. That often gets rid of it. And you can also squeeze a little bit harder to get rid of it as well. So some noises are easy to work with, easy to get rid of. Some noises are much more advanced, much more complicated, and sometimes it's just something that you want to get used to doing, like things like that little squeaking noise. It's pretty hard to get rid of that. You can help it a little, but that's a topic for another day. So the biggest thing is to be patient. If you want to try and get rid of them, you can, or you can ask a friend or a guitar teacher for tips to get rid of some of those noises as well. But it's not as important for now. Okay, so the final of today's 5 challenges is probably the biggest one. And I think this is the main reason why so many guitar players quit when they start. Sometimes they say 90% of guitar players quit in the first year or even much sooner than that. And maybe that's true. But a big reason for that is chords. So chords are a lot harder than they seem. I call starting with chords putting a 4-year-old in a university class. That's what I call it to all my students. And it's just really hard. There's a lot of complicated things going on there. Maybe you've realized that playing one note at a time is hard enough. So with chords, you have to keep your fingers out of the way of the other strings so they don't block them. You've got to strum or play more than one string at a time, with downs and with ups. And you've got to switch between different chord shapes, as well as eventually combining that with some sort of rhythm, some sort of strumming pattern with your right hand. So all those things are hard individually, but putting them together is really hard. So I recommend working with single notes at first, build up some coordination, build up some finger strength and speed, and that's going to make chords so much simpler once you start playing through them. Definitely try them out. By all means, don't let this stop you from trying them out, but be patient with it and give it the time it needs to learn it properly. If you rush, you're gonna get some nasty kind of fuzzy chords, or some of the strings you're gonna be missing. And it's worth it. You're gonna be doing this for the rest of your life, hopefully. So take the time to get into those and to slowly work your way up to them. That'll be so much less frustrating for you, and you will get there if you stick with it. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you with some ideas, and hopefully it encourages you to stick with it. Be patient and just work your way slowly. This is not an easy thing to do, but it's worth it. It's worth every second you put into it, and it can bring you and other people a lifetime worth of fun, excitement, and joy. It's just awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. It means a lot to me as you help me build up my channel. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.